In this technique, this is one of those strategies that you can put into practice anywhere. I have done this myself in a closet. I've done it in my bedroom. I've done this in my office. I even do this in a bathroom stall if that's what I have available to me. For the best advice on self-care and personal empowerment, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell to get notified when I release a new video every Thursday. Do you sometimes feel paralyzed by feelings of overwhelm or anxiety? I know I do. I have definitely experienced moments of anxiety and overwhelm that are so intense that I feel like I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do next. I want you to stay tuned because in this video, I share a technique that I and my clients around the world use to overcome those intense feelings and start moving forward. Feelings of anxiety and overwhelm are not the most enjoyable. I haven't really met anybody who has said, "Oh, yeah, I love it when I feel anxious and when I'm feeling overwhelmed and pulled in a million different directions." And one thing that we need to know about anxiety and overwhelm is that it's our system telling us something isn't quite right. It's our system telling us that something isn't in alignment, and we should pay attention to those sensations of anxiety and overwhelm in order to assess and discern exactly what is going on. Just a quick little intro to the nervous system in case anyone isn't familiar. So we have our autonomic nervous system, and this is the nervous system that's responsible for daily functioning. It's pretty much operates on autopilot. It controls things like our respiration, our digestion. It keeps the system running. And it, for the most part, operates in the background. Now, there are two branches off of our nervous system. One is the sympathetic, and the other is the parasympathetic. And these two aspects, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic, have very specific roles in our system. The sympathetic nervous system is sometimes referred to as the system that's responsible for fight or flight. So this is the system that operates if we were taking a hike and a bear crossed our path. Your sympathetic nervous system would kick in and would get you out of that situation. It's sort of our ability to keep ourselves safe. And it gets triggered in a variety of different ways. The parasympathetic nervous system is also referred to as the rest and digest system. So this parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for the body's natural healing process, responsible for digestion and integration of food. It's really about the integration of things that have happened so that our body has the opportunity to heal and take care of itself. When you think about it that way, these sensations of anxiety and overwhelm are clearly linked to the sympathetic nervous system getting triggered. Something is happening, and when this sympathetic nervous system gets triggered, you may notice different things happening in your body. So let's go back to that idea of the bear crossing your path if you're on a hike. What'll happen is your heart rate will probably increase because it wants to pump blood to your muscles faster so that you can get out of that situation. Your digestion will actually slow down or shut down because that takes a lot of energy, and we want to keep the energy available for getting out of that intense situation with the bear. Other things happen is that the pupils might dilate, the breathing will become more shallow, the breath might become quicker. The muscles might tense. So you might start to notice all of these different things happening in your system when the sympathetic nervous system gets triggered. Does this sound familiar? So when somebody is anxious or overwhelmed, these sensations are the exact same ones that can be felt just as though we were encountering the bear crossing our path when we're on a hike. People who are in states of anxiety and overwhelm often experience muscle contraction, increased heart rate, shallower breathing. Yeah. So we want to find ways to acknowledge that we're experiencing anxiety and overwhelm, but then also sort of get ourselves out of that state so that we can assess what is happening and what's actually creating that anxiety and overwhelm in the system. And that's why I created this video today, to show you a strategy, a methodology you can use to de-escalate the system and release the trigger of that sympathetic nervous system. What is this strategy? You're going to breathe. It sounds really simple, but it's actually a quite deep practice that can help bring your parasympathetic and your sympathetic nervous system into better alignment. What we know about the system is that elongated or longer exhales can actually trigger the parasympathetic nervous system to come back online to help balance what's happening with the sympathetic nervous system. So in this breath exercise, which I'm going to take you through, and we're going to do this together, we will inhale for a certain number of counts, and then we'll exhale for one count longer than you inhale. For example, if I were to inhale for a count of 3, I might then exhale for a count of 4. This slightly longer exhale, again, brings the parasympathetic nervous system closer to the forefront. It helps that rest and digest part of our system to come online and allows the fight and flight part of our system to take a little rest, to take a little break. And that's the whole point of what we're about to do. I may use an inhale of a count of 3 and exhale for a count of 4, but I want to be really clear. You have choice here, and you will choose a breath that is most supportive for your body, for your system. So if at any point this breath exercise increases feelings of anxiety, if you start feeling really stressed out, if you start feeling your muscles contract, then you'll want to stop the exercise and allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm, to its organic state. Okay, so I just want to be really clear about that. Let's go ahead and give it a go. Let's give it a try. I will demonstrate first. You are more than welcome to join me at any point. I'll demonstrate 3 rounds of this breath, inhaling for 3 and exhaling for 4. And then we'll actually move through this breath practice together. Okay? So I'm going to take a comfortable seat. I'm sitting in a chair right now, but you can sit on the floor, you can lay down. If you're seated on the floor and you want a bit of extra support for your back, you can sit against a wall. Some of my clients, and I know for myself, if I'm sitting on the floor, I like to place something underneath my pelvis. So I might sit on a yoga block, I might sit on a yoga bolster. I've used pillows, I've used books before, just to support my spine and make sitting on the floor a bit more comfortable. Lots of options for you. Again, for today, I'm actually sitting in a chair. I've got both feet planted on the floor. You could also cross your legs, you could kneel, lots of options. Again, so choose a position for your body that feels supportive, that feels restful, and that you can get into and out of comfortably. Right now I have my palms face down on my upper leg, but you can also place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. You may just want the hand on your chest, you may just want the hand on your belly. Again, lots of choices, lots of options available to you here. You can do this with your eyes closed if that's supportive for your system. Another option would be to keep your eyes open but look down with a soft gaze. That's also a possibility. Again, lots of variations, lots of options that will enable you to support your breath and allow your parasympathetic nervous system to come back online, especially in those moments of anxiety and overwhelm. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to inhale through my nose for a count of 3, and I'll exhale through my nose for a count of 4. I just did 2 rounds of inhales and exhales. And I can tell you in my own body, I get sensations of grounding. I start to feel everything de-escalate. And I start to feel myself come more to center. Okay? Now that's my own personal sensation. You're going to have your own sensations as you move through this practice. Now I'd like to invite you to practice with me. I'd like to work through 3 rounds of inhales and exhales. And again, you'll pick the rhythm for your breath that is most supportive for you. So before we get started, let's all take our comfortable seat. Again, I'm going to remain sitting in this chair today. You can choose to sit on the floor, lie down, sit with your back against a wall. You can support your hips and your spine by placing something underneath your pelvis, a bolster, a yoga block, some books. Maybe a folded blanket or a pillow is available to you. There's no right or wrong way to sit. We just want to make sure the body is in a comfortable, supported position so that the breath has the opportunity to move freely. If you are currently feeling anxious or overwhelmed, you have the option to participate or simply observe. Another choice you have in this practice is whether or not you want to practice with your eyes open, looking down with a soft gaze, or with your eyes closed. The final choice you have is whether you want to keep your hands in your lap, place a hand on your chest, belly, or one or the other. All options that are available to you as we begin this practice. Take a few more moments, make sure that you're comfortable, make sure that you're sitting or lying in a way that's most supportive for your body, for your system. And when you're ready, we'll work through 3 rounds of inhales and exhales. So let's exhale together, and I'm not going to count the breath. I want you to tune in and really feel a breath that's appropriate for you in this moment. So what I will do is I'll ask us to exhale together, and then we'll begin the 3 rounds of breath on our own time. So taking a deep inhale, and let's exhale together. And now we'll begin. After your last breath, taking a moment to be as still as is available to you. I'd like to invite you to feel any sensations in your body, knowing that you might not feel any sensation at all. You might feel a difference in your heartbeat. You might feel a difference in your chest. You may notice sensation in your shoulders or in other muscles in your body. And if your eyes are still closed, I'd like to invite you to open them. And if you're looking down with a soft gaze, I'd invite you to look up. This breath practice is one that you can use anytime you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed. And as I mentioned, you can really do this practice anywhere. I did mention in the beginning that I've done this in bathroom stalls, and it's true when I'm in public, and if I have a sensation of anxiety or overwhelm in my system, I can just duck into a bathroom stall, do 3, 4, 5 rounds of this breath, inhaling for a certain number of counts, exhaling for 1 count longer than I inhaled, and I can feel a difference in my system. I'd love to know how you felt working through this exercise together. Share with me in the comments below any sensations that came up, how you felt as you worked with your breath. Another thing that can help us with anxiety and overwhelm is knowing we have the support we need and can turn to whenever our system is asking for it. I want you to be sure to recruit your personal board of directors. I created a video about how to make that happen, and I'll include a link for that below in the comments. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to like it, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with your women out there who could use a little bit of self-care and support, especially if they're dealing with anxiety and overwhelm. Thank you so much for joining me today. Stay ignited out there, and I'll see you soon.